right, let's talk about Suh. Let's talk about it. Cowboy Nation and everyone that's listening. A lot of people look at Suh. He's 35 years of age, right? And that's a long tooth. Nevertheless, when you start to look at his film, you will say to yourself, he had 6 sacks from the interior last year. Newsflash, he had 6 sacks from the interior the year before, and the year before that, 5 sacks. Now, the Cowboys have issues as it relates to interior pressure. Now, here's the thing. Bringing in Suh will regress or slow down some of the development for Osa, Neville Gallimore, or anyone you have inside, or the hopes that you can eventually get Trysten Hill to play up to this level. I come here to tell you guys, and also Chauncey Golston, right? But you should still bring in Suh because of the mental mindset, the mentality. So there's 2 ways you can look at it. On one end, you can keep playing it safe. On the other end, you can look at it and say, I'm bringing in a dog nasty mentality guy, and I don't care about the growth aspect of the other guys that's on this team already. Are you trying to win games, or are you trying to develop players? Those are the 2 arguments that most people have. Now, when you see Suh out there, one thing for sure, there will be nobody on your team that's nervous about a game going into the playoffs and beyond, because he got experience, and he will not let anyone walk around with their heads down and feeling like they don't belong. If anything, when you work and you grind and you do the things that you're supposed to do, you will not have that nervous bone in your body. And that is what Suh brings to the table. Let's go over this once again. 6 sacks last season, 6 sacks the season before. That's a level of consistency, and that's from the interior. Oh, and then before that year, 5 sacks. And he averaged right around 50 to 55 pressures from the interior. Those are things that you would like to see from your interior guy. And when you look at it and you think about it, the 6'4", 313-pound Suh, he brings that to the table. One thing that the Cowboys should be looking at. Now, the Cowboys got $23 million in cap space. They need to utilize some of this money to go out there and grab a guy that been here before. Now, before we dive into details of saying that, hey, this will stunt the growth of Neville Gallimore, or this will stunt the growth of Osa, or this will stunt the aspect of what you can get out of a Trysten Hill, I come here to tell you guys right now that even if you think of that in that way, how about look at it from this aspect? He would develop and help teach Osa. He would develop and help teach Gilmore, because now he would help and develop Neville. Here's the thing, Cowboy Nation, I want you guys to understand this as well. You got to make sure, what type of program are you? Are you a team that's trying to win, or are you a team to say, this is a guy that I developed, this is a guy that I trained, this is a guy that we drafted, or this is an undrafted guy that we discovered, and you walk around with your chest out like that? No, you go out there and you get somebody that can help you out right now. Now, granted, I'm not saying that Suh can walk on water. I'm not saying that he will mask up any issues that we will have, but at least go out there and pick up a proven veteran. I don't care if he's 40. At this point in time, he had back-to-back productive years. Here's another thing that I want you guys to understand. If you want to look at it and say, okay, let's just play it safe, and the Cowboys may just be doing that because they don't like to spend any money or any cash on older players. I get that. That's understandable, right? Here's the thing. I truly believe if the Cowboys refuse to pick up Suh or Anthony Barr, those are my 2 guys right there, then they are waiting to see how these guys are going to shake up and mix in this offseason in training camp. That will be my only only gumption on why they are not picking up Suh at this moment. I look at it like Suh, he still got a good burst, a good get off. He redirect pretty well, and he can get to the quarterback. That is the name of the game. But most importantly, Suh is the type of guy that loves to stop the run first.
I think it's very important to get a good pass rush, but first and foremost, we got to stop the run, like I said. And then obviously when we hopefully make it a one-dimensional game.
Make a team one-dimensional. And then you get all of your eating of the quarterback on the back end. But first, you got to do all of the heavy lifting. Stop the run first, get upfield, and get to the quarterback. I like that mental mindset, Cowboy Nation. And one thing that the Cowboys need help at, they was 23rd against the run last year. They need to improve that number. Why not get Suh? Post me your thoughts. Post me your concerns down below. I'm all about going to go get Suh. And the reporter on one of the talk shows, she brought up the Raiders.
Duncan, how about the Raiders? $20 million in cap space right now. Rebuilt offense to compete in the AFC West. You love that tax situation. An interior defensive line, to me, jumps out as a real need on this team because, of course, you got Max Crosby and Chandler Jones on the outside. What do you think?
I like it.
He just responded to a question. I'm quite sure if Mina would have mentioned the Cowboys, he probably would have said some good things about them. Post me your thoughts, post me your concerns down below. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys.